Good morning. Welcome to the channel, Rebel Preacher. I love the title. Today we want to discuss perceptions and what we think. This is not about dogma. This is not against any religious understanding. It's strictly on perception and how we perceive things to be true or the right faith or the right things. And really, most of the time, our perceptions are off. I know mine have been most of my life, and I will get into this and explain this. One thing we need to understand is the way we see things today is really way off from what they really are sometimes. For instance, let's perceive how children grow up today. Children all grow up today. By the time they're 8, 9, or 10, they wind up with the cell phone. 13, 14, 15, they wind up with a Facebook, YouTube account. And from that moment on, probably like myself, they're addicted to technology at that point. They, have to go on and worry about what people are saying on Facebook and, watch the latest trends of the music and the funny stuff and everything like that. And we have to really be, on the in and out to really know what's going on. Where when I was growing up, we would wake up, we would do our chores, do our chores, and then we would eat breakfast. And then Mama would open the front door, and we went outside, and we would go play. And then Mama would call us in about 11 o'clock and say, time to eat. So we would come in. Mom would always have our lunch ready for us. We would eat. Then she'd let us wait 30 minutes in the house, to relax and let the food digest. And then we went back outside. And then when Daddy drove up outside, we saw his car drive up. We knew, it's getting close to supper. So we'd come in and spend time with him, and then we would go go into the house and eat supper, then go back out if we wanted to, and we would play. And then when dark came, we went in and went to bed. School time, we went to bed at 8:30, 10 o'clock, and then later on, no curfew per se. So that's the perception of life, the difference of life. But when you get into religion, you get into a whole different understanding and perception of truth. For instance, most people today will look at a Hasidic rabbi with the black hat, black coat, all this stuff, and they perceive that to be ancient Judaism. They perceive that to be the way Judaism has always been, or the way that they would follow Torah under the rabbinical system today would be the way it was from Mount Sinai, and it's just not true, and I'm not knocking it. So please, if you're in that camp, I'm not coming against you. Or a Karaite would think that they're the only ones right. And, so we see things to believe that that's in Christianity sees the church and they think that this is the way it's been from the very beginning. The first Baptist was John the Baptist, and that's the way church has been ever since. And we know it's so far from the truth. Things have changed so much. I'm actually watching a movie right now on Netflix. It's called Mary Magdalene. I don't care about the content of truth, I'm not looking for that. But one thing I am looking within that movie is to see the context of even how that author portrays Judaism at that time, which is way different from the way we observe it today. And as you read other things, when you study the Dead Sea Scrolls and you read these other things of the Gnostics of the time and even Christian Gnosticism, things are just not the same. And so 2,000 years later, we want to stand up within the church or within Judaism and Islam and say we have the truth. We have the undoubtable truth that our way is correct. But the way that you understand your truth is way off from what the original intended people ever brought forth. And that's the thing. I'm not coming against anybody's doctrine. I'm not speaking against anybody's faith. I'm trying to open in your mind to the concept of perception and how you perceive things to be. For instance, when you read Kabbalah today in Rabbinic Judaism, it's not the same Kabbalah that was around, at the time of Yeshua or, Rabbi Kiva and stuff. It has morphed into something more than what it is. Heck, we didn't have the Zohar at the time. Or Christianity. The New Testament didn't come along till way, way after the concept of Christianity ever began. The doctrine of Trinity, these doctrines were not around at the very beginning. And I know people want to piece that together, but the fact is The early followers of Jesus, Yeshua, were Jews, and the Gentiles that came in were God-fearers, and that's how they approached it. Right or wrong, I'm not trying to say it is. I'm not trying to say anybody's right or wrong. What I'm trying to do is get you to open up your understanding, to open up your ways and perception of the way you perceive truth. Don't just listen to what people say about something. If you hear the word Gnostic, oh my God, it's a doctrine of the devil. Well, really, which branch are you talking about? Which branch of Gnosticism are you talking about? Or Christianity? All Christianity is this. Really, which branch of Christianity are you talking about? We have the Ebionites, the people way before any Orthodox Christians came along. So what Christianity are you talking about? Judaism, my God. The Pharisees and Sadducees, the Essenes, and we had many other off branches at the time of the first century. So which Judaism are you talking about? Yes, today Judaism either follows the Rabbinic or the Karaite. There are a few people out there that read the Dead Sea Scrolls, but most of them are Messianic. The churches are mostly based off Orthodox Catholicism into Protestant. That's all where that comes from. So I know we had a beginning. But in life, when you try to understand things, even politics, even the history of this country, of the United States, you really need to understand and study and perceive what this country's all about. Yes, it's got freedoms, thank God, but there's a very dark side, too, of this whole thing that you need to perceive and understand. Again, this video is not against any doctrine or dogma. This video is to get you to perceive things differently. Not in your eyes of truth, but study history, study books, study doctrine if you have to. But when it comes down to it, we're all children of God. We all have to walk the same path, which is get past this ego and the realities of what we think are real and what they're not real, and press on from there. So I hope I didn't confuse you too much. Perception is everything. And journey's everything. We're growing, so our journey does change. We change as we go on our journey. Perception's the word, brothers, sisters. Thank you.